Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. Please come into this tarot reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages, that was a sloppy shuffle. If the messages that come through do not resonate for you, please do push them aside. Assume they're going out to someone else who needs to hear it. And the messages may just resonate for you at a later time or date. So again, be open to that. Above all else, trust your own intuition that you will be able to separate what messages are meant for you and what are not. Do remember you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and an energy check-in. That being said, let's have some fun, right? Let's set the intention to get Scorpio some clear, helpful, insightful messages on their spiritual path forward. Here we go, Scorpio. Let's come up in Scorpio's past, please, for Scorpio. What's a major event? Yeah, thank you. Four of Cups. All right, so this is sometimes the card of apathy. Sometimes it's the card of being a little bit moody or stuck in our emotions. Sometimes with the Four of Cups, we're focused on, it doesn't have to be the past, but we're focused on some sort of situation and we're not able to necessarily emotionally detach from it, energetically detach from it. And so it can sometimes start to be all consuming, right? Especially for Scorpio, right? You know, you guys are fixed water. So fixed cups, fixed emotions, right? With the Four of Cups, it's important to note that like the hand of God, quote unquote, whatever you believe in, some mystical force is trying to present you with some sort of new option, but are you ready to see it? Are you willing to, and it almost kind of indicates perhaps that maybe in order to accept this new Ace of Cups, a beautiful new beginning, beautiful new blessing, you may have to energetically, emotionally detach from something else that is taking away your focus or sort of emotionally draining. Like there's not necessarily emotional fulfillment and satisfaction in this card, but it's this idea that the Ace of Cups is presenting to you, but are you so in it that you're not able to see it? It's like, can you see the forest from the trees, or have you been lost in, sometimes it's past emotion, sometimes it can be getting lost in, it's funny, like Three of Cups, I'm almost thinking lost in like third party stuff. Like maybe you're stuck on an ex or stuck on someone who didn't choose you, almost like stuck on what could have been, like your vision of something. You know, Three of Cups is very happy energy, right? It's, you know, Mercury and Cancer, speaking and talking and thinking about people we love. But here it's like, are they not in your life anymore? Is there obstacles there? And so in which case, if the universe is trying to, I'm going to say distract you, but in a good way, it's like the universe is trying to get you to see something else. But yeah, there's like a memory that keeps replaying of it's like I'm sort of getting the idea of reality versus, I'm sorry, expectations versus reality. Something maybe you had envisioned being a happy, successful encounter, experience, relationship, opportunity. You're kind of left feeling a little bit like wah wah. So let's see, what is the impacts then of past events? What is the impacts of this Four of Cups for Scorpio? Yeah, something didn't quite pan out the way you had hoped, and now you're sort of at, I don't know if a crossroads is the right word, but you're kind of like, well, shit. Now, like, you're back to game plan mode. You know, fours are about achieving stability, so it's like you're trying to get potentially your emotional stability back, or just getting your health back, getting your body, you know. Even though it's not a sword card, I'm always wanting to say getting your head back on track, getting a game plan together. We'll see. So what is the impacts of this Four of Cups for Scorpio? What is the lasting impact? How is it influencing them now in the present? What are the impacts of this Four of Cups for Scorpio? How is it affecting them now, presently? Let's see. Okay, so there's your Three of Cups. Can I even show this Three of Cups? It's beautiful. It's sexy. I like it. I like that Three of Cups. But do I? I'm not sure. It feels like people are, I'm not sure if this is the true perception, but you feel very isolated or ignored. You may kind of be sinking into worst case scenario of like, these people are having fun without me and I've been outed, or I've been excommunicated, or I'm feeling left out, I'm not being invited. And I don't know, like, I'm not sure exactly what the storyline is, but I'm not sure if that's the truth or if people are giving you space because it's like you're sending the signs that you're not in a good place to come out and be with the group or this opportunity. It's like, I'm almost wanting to say, Scorpio, no offense, like, you know, I'm going to tell it. I have only good intentions here, but it's like, did you miss out on this opportunity because of your own doing? And I don't think self-sabotage is the right word per se, but it's like, are you missing out on something because you were so consumed by some sort of like emotional trigger or something went on where it's like you just weren't able to reconnect with this opportunity or these people, but you're still kind of like, ooh, but like it hurts that I'm not able to do that. There's very conflicted emotional energy here. There's a couple different ways I could take this, though. Like per usual, the Scorpio readings are never like super straightforward and transparent to me. It's complex. They always are. There's a lot going on here. The impacts of the past, that you have a very celebratory energy. So there is like this bittersweet thing of like liking this and wanting to connect with it, but maybe I don't think you did. I think there's something that you're looking and it's not, I don't know how far in the past it is, but it's like you're looking at something and thinking it coulda, shoulda, woulda been this, but then I didn't really go, or I didn't really try, or I didn't really invest my time, so I'm not sure if I have the clarity that I wanted from it, and then the universe might be steering me in a different direction, but I'm not necessarily ready for that, and like there's a lot going on there. This could have been romantic suitors, I don't know. But then the impacts of this are some sort of celebratory energy, but I'm almost getting that you're not here, though. Like, what are you not participating in? What are you not able to bring yourself to do? Ooh, this feels heavy already. All right, where is Scorpio emotionally at with this? Like, I'm already not having trouble connecting the dots here, so I'm not super hopeful about this reading yet, because I don't feel like I have a pulse on it, to be honest with you. What's going on emotionally for Scorpio? Yeah, okay. I'm being told to like just keep doing the spread. Keep going with the cards. It'll come. Okay. The High Priestess. All right. So you're being very secretive about your emotions. You, Scorpio? Never. Shocker. What are Scorpio's ambitions and plans? What's going on in the mental sector, not so much the emotional sector? The emotional sector, like this High Priestess has a huge cup of love, if you will, right? Like it's a cauldron, it's a pot. Like there's a lot, and like it's being very preserved and very protected and being very nurtured and catered to, if that makes sense. It's almost like this cauldron, if you will, on this metaphor, right? It's almost like you're treating it like your baby. Like it's very precious, and it could be that you felt like you've given it to people in the past who weren't deserving of it, and so I'm hearing mix up something new. Like you're trying to, I don't know, bring something new to the surface or come back with new revived energy. You could be leaning into your spirituality. There could be an emotional sideline story here with a maternal figure or a sister or some sort of feminine energy in your life. It could be with your spirit guides too. It could be with a Cancerian. All right, so what's going on in Scorpio's ambitions, plans, the mental sector? Where's their mind at? Where's their head at? And so is that the fourth cup? Like, is this the new opportunity that you're not wanting to take? I don't know. It's funny, we have 3 cups here, and then this makes the 4th, and then you have the 4 of cups here. So, yeah, these stories are connected, but I'm not doing a great job weaving it together for you. All right, Knight of Cups. I mean, you got a lot of cups, Scorpio. There's a lot of, and you have both highs and lows. Like, you have a lot of cup energy. Cups in tarot represent our emotions, our feelings, our intuition. Your ambitions and plans are to move forward with some sort of love offer. But it's almost like we've reached a little bit of an obstacle or a little bit of a hurdle. That's a good word for it. It's like, is it safe to cross this river? And I mean, you're riding a giant dragon. So yeah, I think you'll make it unscathed, Scorpio. I know. I'm like... I'm kidding, of course, and I'm not trying to make light of it, because clearly, like, you got a lot going on. You got some feelings that are agitated, but, like, I'm just sort of getting, like, you have the strength to do this. You have the willpower to do this, so don't let yourself hold you back, and I sort of feel like that's what this is, too. There's a little bit of, like, this is a Moon in Cancer card, right? And a high vibe of Moon in Cancer is the desire to, like, nurture and sink into, like, that kind of family mama energy, right? Male or female, right? Like, Cancerian is, like, the mom of the zodiac. It's the desire to nurture, to tend to others, to care to them, to have this great emotional depth, you know, cardinal water, you know, Cancer's ultimate destiny or north node in life is to, well, I shouldn't say north node, but their guiding purpose is to initiate emotional connections. Whereas Scorpio, your fixed water, you're meant to maintain them, to be consistent, to tend to them, but also you're like a transformative sign. So like, we can't just let it be stagnant and chill and do nothing with it. It's like we have to reinvent the emotion and reinvigorate it. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe you're thinking about past connections, friends, lovers, family, and it just kind of feels like you've been isolated, maybe on your own accord a little bit, but it's kind of like a longing or a yearning to be back and feeling like there's like flowing love in your life. And so you have the power to change this and transform it, but right now it's like you're keeping these feelings secret. So yeah, it's like you're wanting to initiate some sort of emotional, maybe romantic, I don't know, you're wanting to initiate more feelings in your life and connecting with others again, but it feels like you're coming from a interesting Ten of Swords. Yeah, it feels like you're coming from a spot where it's just like, am I ready for this? Because like, what if I get rejected, or what if they've moved on without me? What if they don't remember me? What if they don't want to be with me? Oh, this feels so heavy. Even the cards, it's like there's these shadowy. So then you have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so let's talk about the Ten of Swords. I'm not surprised because, like, even though the Four of Cups is like, yeah, whatever, like, it's okay, it feels incredibly heavy here, Scorpio. It feels like a heavier Four of Cups. Did I say Four of Swords? Anyway, Ten of Swords. So Sun in Gemini is the planetary, quote unquote planetary, right? It's a luminary, but a planetary connotation. Sun in Gemini. So to me, the Ten of Swords means this: it is an ending of some sort of major cycle in your life where there was probably a lot of grief, a lot of strife, a lot of anxiety, a lot of agitation, a lot of unsettled energy. When the Ten of Swords comes up, like any 10, it does indicate the ending of a cycle and sort of the highest point before we're able to move on. So you might be right in the thick of kind of dealing with some long-held pain or wounds. I have no idea what it's related to, but that's not really of any importance to me right now. Because ultimately the Ten of Swords says, Gemini, ruled by Mercury, the facts, the information, the data, the details, all that. Something has been revealed to you over the years, over the months, over the weeks, you fill in the blank, that has completely contradicted your expectations of something versus the reality, or what you thought you were going to get versus what's actually in front of you. And so with that, there's a bit of an ego death. You know, that's the sun energy. The sun is our purpose, it's our ego, it's our shining light. And so something has dimmed your light a little bit because essentially it's like the narrative that you started to build your world around. This is who I am, and this is who other people are, and this is what love is going to be like, and this is what friendship is. Some sort of experience has transpired where you're like, oh, that wasn't true, and it doesn't feel good because, like, what am I going to do with this new information now that I know that things don't always go the way I had hoped, or things that don't always go the way that I had planned? For you, Scorpio, the Ten of Swords, and again, I am not minimizing by any means what you're going through, but the Ten of Swords is not as tumultuous of an energy for Scorpio because you are a sign that is able to reinvent yourself. You are the sign that is represented by like Phoenix from the ashes. You are the sign that's very much like shedding of the snakeskin, and now I'm in this like new place, like new year, new me. That's very Scorpio energy. Like Scorpio will, I think I've said this to you before, Scorpio will reinvent itself several times throughout its lifetime. That's just what it does. It changes, right? And it is a powerful keeper of emotions. So even though your emotions may be bringing you down a little bit, know that there's something useful about them, but it's not necessarily to say stagnant in the lesser emotions. I think it's about sort of the cathartic release, right? A lot of Scorpio energy has to do with the process of elimination and quite literally bringing a death to what isn't needed anymore. So this is some sort of death, a mini death of the ego, right? It's essentially saying like, what have I been telling myself is, you know, this or that, what is black and what is white, and you're like, oh shit, it's actually kind of gray. You know, there's contradictory information, but it's an absolute truth though. And with Gemini energy, it's very easy to kind of like gloss over it, you know, be the social butterfly, a little this, little of that. But like Scorpio needs depth. And so I think when you really examine this and went into this opportunity, relationship, dynamic, whatever it is, you're starting to see like, oh, there isn't, I don't know, maybe there isn't the depth you thought there was. And that is, I don't know, that can be kind of disheartening or disenchanting or disappointing. But are you able to pick yourself back up and do the healing work? That's very important with all this cup energy, especially high priestess energy. Honor your inner truth, honor your intuition, and get back out there. And I don't want to make it tacky and be like, you know, meet the people, mingle with the crowd, put yourself back up there, because it feels so much heavier than that. But ultimately, I think that is part of it, is like, and forgive me, but like the sulking and the isolation, what is that doing for you? Is that just putting you more into this energy? Because ultimately this energy says you can release it now. You know the truth, you know the information, and it has no doubt changed you as a person. That's what the Ten of Swords is, the mini death, the ego death. But you're still alive and you're still kicking, so you have to take what you know about this information and choose how you're going to move forward. And I'm hearing the word like save yourself. For a lot of you, it's like you need to be a little bit more protective of your energy, of your cup, of who you're sharing your stuff with, because not everybody values and respects it the same way you do. If I'm hearing the word like I got played, and for some of you this isn't romantic. For some of you, I don't know if this has to do with coworkers or a group of friends or some sort of unhealthy dynamic where there's almost like this love-hate. I'm starting getting like mean girl energy a little bit. And and you're the Lindsay Lohan. It's like, yeah, it feels good to be wanted and part of the gang, but also like this kind of contradicts who I am as a person, and being in this energy isn't actually what I really want, even though it felt good for a little while. And so now that some sort of truth has been revealed, or I've said, I've gone against the crowd and said what I needed to say, it's like, am I being outed? Am I being rejected? Am I being excommunicated? Like all this kind of like, you can't sit with us. Like it's that type of energy a little bit. Very interesting. But there's healing energy available to you in the High Priestess. You may be holding love in your heart for water signs right now, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. There could have been an ending with one or several. So what is holding Scorpio back here? What is holding them back? What is holding them back? Some of you may have had feelings for a friend. And I don't know if you took the risk, you rolled the dice to actually reveal that you, especially like a long-standing friendship, someone who was like a mainstay in your life, you may have reached a point where it's like, I have to express this truth, and good for you. But here's the thing, for some of you, it was sort of unrequited, and that absolutely broke you. And I don't want you to jump to conclusions. Like, I think you're going to know if that's your story or not. But yeah, for some of you, it's like you were putting this person up on a pedestal and you finally revealed your feelings. And it was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like I'm seeing, what is that Britney Spears music video? I think is it Oops, I Did It Again. And they just walk away with like the necklace you gave, and, and you're just like, that's it. Like I'd run across the earth for you. I'd do this for you. I got down on one knee for you. And like, yeah, maybe that was it. I don't know if there was a proposal of some kind and you were left kind of like, oh, that did not go as expected. But I will say just one more thing with the Ten of Swords. And I think I've said this, it's not the Tower card. It's not something that all of a sudden it's shocking and it wakes you up and you didn't realize it was coming and like it F's your shit up. That's the Tower. That's not the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords, it's hard to accept it, but it's like the red flags were there along the way. The warnings, the indications, they were piling up, and eventually we reached a point where we couldn't ignore them anymore. We had to change. Like it became so uncomfortable to stay in the status quo with all these red flags that like it's an easier decision to decide to move on. And so our head is in that place of, okay, I'm ready to move on, but our heart is still very sentimental. Our heart is still clinging, Cancerian crabby pincer energy. Our heart is still clinging to the past. And I mean, all the water signs are associated with the past, right? Fire signs are associated with the future. Like water signs have trouble releasing the past. There's a connection to it. There's a very strong soulful connection to it. Sentimental energy, right? So what is holding Scorpio back? The Knight of Wands. Yeah, having a passion for something, but maybe not enough substance. And then the Fool energy. Not looking before you leap, not watching where you're going. Sometimes it's quite literally acting the fool. Yeah, and I don't know, especially, like, I typically like the Fool and I like the Knight of Wands, but when they show up together in the what is holding you back, like childish games, and that isn't something that I think typically Scorpio is about. I think Scorpio is very strategic in how they move about, but again, it's like there's a great depth, like there's a great processing that goes through how Scorpio acts. And so I'm sort of wondering, were you dumbing yourself down to fit in this sort of connection? Like, were you having to play the fool and sort of sink into like a little bit of superficiality in order to, whatever this Three of Cups is, in order to be part of the gang or be a conformist of some kind? And again, not typical Scorpio energy, but everybody's different out there. There is like a need and desire to be part of the it group or the, I have no idea how else to describe this, but that's just the vibe I'm getting. So it's like, did you have to change yourself to be in this relationship? Did you have to change yourself in order to work at this job and have, there's like this expectation. And with Knight of Wands, it can be kind of surface level, interesting. Surface level, superficiality, you know, the glitz, the glamour, you know, looking good, photo ready, that kind of stuff. But ultimately, is like, was that satisfying? Is that what you really wanted? Or were you kind of positioning yourself to be inauthentic? And really, that's sort of what this feels like. It's like, how did you have to change yourself in order to mold into this or fit into this, when in reality, it's like maybe you were born to stand out and do something very different. Maybe this has to do with family dynamics, guys. I don't know. I don't know, especially if you have a lot of siblings. So what's going to help Scorpio move forward? What is their advice? How are they going to find their willpower, action to take, what they need to embrace? Whoa. Ugh, really? So many cards. I can't do all that. How is Scorpio going to move forward? The 10 of Pentacles, valuing yourself. And that kind of came out on the 10. So like there is an ending here too. So even if you think you're stuck in the thick of it and the scenario couldn't possibly get worse, in some ways I'm wanting to say to you, you're absolutely right. It couldn't get worse. Like the worst part is over. Now it's just, I think you've already decided you want to move forward or move away or take the road less traveled. Or for some of you, you're wanting to present a love offer or whatever. And like you can do that now. It's going to get easier, but it's like we just got to get your heart and your head on the same page. Because some of you, it's like you're choosing to be silent, you're choosing to remain in the shadows, you're choosing to isolate, you're choosing to keep a secret, when maybe it needs to come out and it needs to come to the surface in order to, you know, essentially to align to your destiny and build the life of your dreams. The 10 of Pentacles, that's like, it's sort of the happily ever after, right? That's what I would say about the 10 of Cups, because it's emotional fulfillment, it's emotional elation. That's 10 of Cups. You know, here it's like it's more grounded in reality. It's earthy energy. Yeah, something about materialism or superficiality. Maybe you had to spend a lot of money to be at this successful corporate business job or something of the sort. There could be contradictory beliefs about money, like what was fed to you as a kid or at this company, you know, in a relationship. Maybe you dated someone very superficial who was very like, I don't know. But there could be longstanding issues and wounds regarding money, and which absolutely impacts the value that you believe you have as a person. And I'm not saying it should, but you know, really think about it. How much money in your bank account very often coincides with how we feel about ourselves. And again, I'm not preaching that. I'm just saying that's how we're raised in society. You know, that's, you know, but you can get out of that. You know, you don't have to be brainwashed and conditioned that way. The minute you start to have these kind of spiritual awakening energies, there's room for you to grow and transform and change. All right, so you have like a friggin' narrative here about what's going to help you move forward. Oh, there's your 10 of Cups. Hell yeah, Scorp. So justice, what is your truth and are you speaking it? Are you muting yourself in order to people please or to not cause waves or to not rock the boat? What are you waiting for with the 3 of Wands? The 3 of Wands says your ships are coming in and it looks beautiful. There's your fairy tale ending. Your fairy tale ending is available to you. It's like you can envision it. You just might not be able to reach out and touch it yet. So you got to work on your manifestation, but I think you also have to be really honest of what your 10 of Cups, your fairy tale ending, your happily ever after, what does that look like and what action are you not taking that you need to be taking in order to get there? It's almost like, are you waiting for things to fall into your lap? Are you waiting for things to be easy? Because, and here's like the blunt truth of it, maybe things aren't going to get easier initially. Maybe you have to show up to your own life and show the universe that you're willing to take the scary step in order to initiate, activate kind of this resetting of the scales, but essentially building the truth of your own life. It starts with you, Scorpio. There could be something going on with a Libra here. 10 of Cups, 7 of Shields. Okay, so 7 of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. Page of Swords. Gosh, I wish you didn't get so many cards, but I'm here for it. I'll read it. So justice, you need to find your inner balance. Your ships are coming in. You don't need to worry that you are being forgotten or overlooked by the universe or divinity or whatever you believe in as a higher power. They're watching all of this go down. They're wanting you to believe in yourself, and it's almost like they want you to step in and be the judge of your own life. Are you living a balanced, energetically, peaceful life? Is there peace in your life? And maybe that's something you need to work on manifesting and seeking avenues of peace rather than drama. I like, that's a good word for this 3 of Cups. There's a little bit of drama there. Are you like, do you want to have a family one day? Is that important to you? 10 of Cups. I mean, the 10 of Cups always shows family, but friends are the family you choose. So it doesn't have to be mommy, daddy, siblings, this, that, whatever. But it could be. And for some of you, it's like, you need to get aligned to that. If that's how you see yourself in the future, if that's the vision you have for yourself, you have no reason not to work on it and manifest it. But yeah, there's like a Saturn energy coming through here where it's like you feel very weighed down. It feels very heavy right now. But then I kind of like this because we have this cauldron, right? And I'm saying it's your cup, it's your energy, it's your emotions. You're being very private and secretive about it. But then look, someone wants to collaborate with you, and like you're working on that together. And like, I know this is a little cheesy, but I actually think it's beautiful. It's like this idea of, I've shared myself with so many people and they trampled all over my heart and broke my trust issues. It's like your destiny is not to be alone, though, despite what you may think. It's like there's someone who wants to collaborate with you, and there is someone who's going to treat that quote unquote cup, energy, your body, your emotions, your whatever, your feelings. They're going to treat it, they're going to nurture it, right? Like we said, like mama energy, like they want to nurture it and be kind to you and show you that there are good people in the world. But it's like you may have lost your faith. I think you're contemplating that and considering that. Is that who you, like, there's definitely a storyline here of wanting to speak to somebody, but also feeling hesitant too. I'm getting that with the Knight of Cups, like wanting to make an offer. Justice can also represent like marriage and long-term contracts. It's like you want to collaborate with someone, but you're either too afraid to, or not thinking that you deserve it, not thinking that you have enough to offer this relationship. And then the Six of Wands is power player move, and King of Wands with that big D energy. I don't know. Part of me wants to say you have no reason not to express your truth. I mean, the worst that can happen is that you're going to get rejected. And here's the thing. I think you already have been. So it's not like there's going to be this has never happened to me before, and I've never dealt with these emotions, and I'm so heartbroken. Like, I think there's multiple storylines going on here. I'm certain of it, because this Three of Cups does not indicate one-on-one energy. There's multiple factors. There's multiple people. There's multiple storylines involved here. I think you need to decide with absolute certainty what it is you want, and you need to hold yourself accountable for the game plan attached to how you're going to get that. And you need to be unshakable when chaos and drama and Tasmanian devil energy comes into your life. You need to sit with it, but remain perfectly in balance. Like when there's external imbalance, when there's external drama, chaos, energy, etc., there needs to be an acceptance that you can't control anything but what's inside of you, but it doesn't have to disturb you and disrupt you. I'm hearing the word falter, fall off the path, fall off the horse, I'm hearing all these weird words like befuddled, or get distracted from your ultimate goal and your ultimate destiny. You're very susceptible to what other people want you to be, Scorpio. You're very susceptible to being swayed. Help me out. What is the word? Persuasive. You're around people who are very persuasive and possibly manipulative and get you to do things that you're not totally on board with, and then you do them and you feel like shit because your intuition told you that you weren't supposed to. That's stopping. Your advice or guidance is to eliminate people, situations, whatever, that are not contributing to your joy and happiness. People who aren't cheering you on, who don't believe in you, you don't have time for them, right? It's like, you know what you want, and you're going to bring that into a reality. This is like feeling passionate about life again, rather than getting lost in the emotions and lost in the feelings. And again, I'm not saying, overnight success story, Cinderella story, like one day you're sad and then you're not. No, but like you actually have to like pick a truth and stick to it. Have a game plan and be like, this is what I'm working on. It's like a drop in the bucket adds up over time. And I think maybe you need to give yourself the breathing room of not having a strict deadline or a strict timeline, letting things unfold organically and naturally. But like when you metaphorically, whatever this means to you, show up to your life, the universe is going to mirror that, and like they're going to show you the way. They're going to support you. Saturn energy, though, does indicate we have to do the work. We can't be lazy about this. Everybody, this is going to sound harsh, Scorp, but like, I love you. I got a Scorpio moon. I am 1000% team Scorpio. Everyone's got a sob story, right? If you let Saturn win, you're sinking into the I can't do anything right, I'm never good enough, nobody loves me, I'm going to be isolated my whole life. That's very Saturn. That's devil energy fucking with your head, telling you things that aren't true. And this is like liberating yourself from negative thoughts. And just like false beliefs, like it's just a page of swords. It's a thought, but it's not a truth, right? And I think that's what this is too. Building your life around or operating under some sort of quote unquote truth or belief or information that you held to be true and precious, and then being like, oh, is that not true? Because that's what I was always told growing up. That's what my ex was always telling me. And now I'm out in the real world and that doesn't apply. And again, that's your ego death. That's like, okay, I need to adapt because something I had built my life around has changed. And so I need to show up accordingly now, having, knowing that information. This is super empowered energy. This is like fire energy. It's like, what lights your fire? What gets you stoked? What gets you excited? What makes you feel inspired? What gets you out of bed in the morning? That's what you need to do, because that's going to help you find your 10 of Cups. That's the emotional fulfillment. That's the happily ever after. And you can't build that. I think you know this, Scorpio, but you can't build that around a person. You have to do that for you, right? You can't get to the 10 of Cups without the 9 of Cups. That's how they fall in order. And the 9 of Cups is about emotional fulfillment and being self-soothing and self-satisfying. It's like the, 9 of Pentacles is independent, self-made woman, self-made man card. The 9 of Cups, it's also that independent, like, I make my happiness. I choose what makes me happy and I build that and I pursue it and I build my life around it. And then, what falls into place? Finding a person who also can do that for themselves, so that when you guys come together, it's just like, it's elation. It is the fairy tale ending, because no one's leaning on each other for that, like, fix me, like you can't get into a relationship like that. And knowing you, Scorpio, you probably did get into relationships where people needed to be fixed, and I'm not saying you did this consciously, but you're like, I can transform anything. I can fix this person. I can make them be who I want them to be. And you're like, oh, that didn't work. That kind of hurt. They trampled all over my heart. I built this relationship with them and they, ruined my trust or started these trust issues. And now I feel like I can't go out into the world, and like it messed you up. It like, I'm hearing the word like I'm hearing the word compass. It broke your compass. You started to lose sight of like your North Star and your destiny and where you thought you were going. It's like, so you have to course correct. New ships are coming in. It might not be the ones you had planned on, but it doesn't mean they're not going to be freaking amazing. What are Scorpio's hopes and desires? I can already tell. Getting your passion back. Feeling alive again. King of Swords. Okay. And the Queen of Shields. Presenting someone with your ultimate truth, saying the things that need to be said, believing in your self-worth and your value. I'm always getting to conquering that devil energy, that self-doubt or poverty mindset, not seeing your own value, your own worth, working on your self-esteem, knowing that you deserve good things, and they're immediately and always available to you the minute you decide to align to them. And put energy into pursuing them as well. There could be a conversation with a Capricorn, with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There could also be some sort of important arrival of like a stroke of good luck or good news. Something about like a lucky rabbit's, what is that? A lucky rabbit's foot, tail? I'm not sure. Metaphorically, there could be like an unusual, unexpected, shocking King of Swords stroke of good luck. There could be some sort of financial payout or somebody offers something to you that could really help get you out of a tough spot or a tricky situation. Someone that maybe you want to continue to collab with or grow with. I'm interested in this. I do think so true to form, it's like you're so hell-bent on or stuck on this energy, and like someone is doing that to you, Scorpio. Like something that you've put up on a pedestal and you're like, oh, I want it so bad, but I can't because they don't love me, they don't want me, they don't know I exist. You have someone doing that to you, possibly a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Like there's someone hardcore into you and like you just don't see it. Or you don't want it, but I don't know if that's the case. To be honest, I don't think you see it. Although there may have been a dream or like an intuition about this person. I don't know. All right, so then what is the outcome for Scorpio? This has been a long ass reading. I got to wrap it up. What is the outcome for Scorpio, please? For something regarding these storylines. I'm going to say storylines because, man, is this complicated. You do have two kings here, just saying. You have a fire king and an air king. Knight of Cups. Knight of Wands. Yeah, a lot of people. I think you got to streamline. That's the word I heard. Page of Shields. Yeah, this feels like, okay, I think I'm ready to do this. I think I'm ready to build this. And it's not necessarily the most confident card, but it is taking some sort of constructive action plan and being like, I'm going to nurture this seed into something great. I'm not the King or Queen of Pentacles yet, but here she is. She's showing up in your reading. But it feels very like being rebirthed into the world. It almost feels like a positive, symbolically, it kind of feels like Fool energy. Like, this is something that's going to be a brand new start. I'm going to hit reset. I'm going to go into this as unscathed as I can be, right? It's not necessarily completely pure or completely untainted, because you've clearly been through some shit. But again, leaning into sort of like the survivor mentality of like, I've been through some stuff, so like, it's going to help me navigate my path forward. Had I not gone through this, I wouldn't be where I am today, but I also don't have all this experience under my belt. And I mean, you've had to do some heavy sorting and again, eliminating, cutting things out of your life that just aren't bringing you joy and happiness and contributing to your happily ever after. I'm going to give you a hint too, Scorpio. Your happily ever after starts literally right now. You can't always be future projecting of someday I'll be happy, someday my life will be good. If you want it to be, your life can be happy literally right now. And some of you already know this, but like, I think it needs to be reinforced. I think this is also learning your value and your worth again. For some of you, it's not that you didn't know it or didn't believe it, but it got sidelined or sidetracked because of some sort of unpleasant interaction where you did start to question what you value in the world. If you're valued in relationships, by family, by coworkers, by your boss. And it's like, yeah. But again, it's like you're going to have trouble manifesting good opportunities if you don't know that from the get-go, if you don't know that for yourself. Whew, this is a heavy one. This is so heavy. Oh, I'm going to have to crawl out of the Scorpio energy after and like take a shower. But I hope this helps somebody. That's only my intention. My goal is to help someone who needed to hear it. So let me know in the comments below. All right, final oracle card for Scorpio. Let's wrap this baby up. Something they need to hear, something I may have overlooked. What would be helpful for Scorpio to hear in this reading, please? Psychic abilities. This one's popping out too. And fertility. Interesting. Yeah, this could be it too. Like, I'm gonna plant the seed. I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna see like what happens if I actually pursue this goal of mine and actually try and build it from the ground up. Some of you, I'm hearing like entrepreneur. You may break away from the gang or break away from a company or I don't know, something like that. Of course, we're gonna read psychic abilities though, because I mean, you're Scorpio, right? You're experiencing a great shift in your personal energy, and what you once found attractive no longer appeals to you as your sensitivity increases. Everything you're feeling is entirely natural, for it's your wish and desire to evolve spiritually that has brought about these changes in you. As you connect with your angels and guides, practice meditation, say daily prayers, and live in your truth, your vibrational frequency raises to match that of what you now seek. The psychic phenomena you've experienced is real. It's time to trust in the subtle messages of spirit as new spiritual doorways open to your awakened psychic abilities. And I think that's important with the High Priestess. It's like, what is spirit trying to tell you? What psychic downloads are you receiving? Those are probably something you should lean into and consider if you haven't before. The universe is guiding you. You just have to be willing to listen. Put yourself in a space where you can receive those messages. Oh, my alarm's going off. That's like, wrap it up, Annie. All right, that's what I got for you, Scorpio. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you soon for more tarot.